Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. We are going to start our ongoing meditation session now. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. While you're focusing to the sound, you can mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, we'll take few minutes to clarify ourselves how this practice can help for us to cultivate our awareness and cultivate our wisdom regarding the practice. So, through this meditation sessions, I'm trying to give you some basic informations to build up yourself very authentic way of practice. So you have to remember, without practicing, you cannot master anything. So when it comes to meditation, and what you need to practice with this, because sometimes there are certain meditation techniques, certain teachers, they tell, or you don't need to practice anything. There is no any technique for that. You just go with the whatever come to your mind. So like that, there are many ways. And some other teachers tell you cannot teach meditation. So like that. But when it comes to our very conventional life, we need some information to build up our day-to-day lifestyle. So as children, we learn through our parents, our teachers, and we learn through many other ways to behave ourselves, and also we knew certain things from outside to maintain our life like this. In the very basic level, that is very important. So that's why in the beginning, you have to have a very open mindset. Because otherwise, if you sit for meditation thinking, oh, I know everything. Oh, I know how to do that. So my mind able to get there. So like that way, then what will happen? Your own mind will go round and round without allowing you to get out of the mind. So when it comes to tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation, it is not the way that you go with your thoughts. Beyond your thoughts, there is something happening in your life. You can name it as many ways. You can name it as the nature. You can name it as a spirit. You can name it as a kind of like a high power. You can name it as a God. So there is something happens. So as example, when you eat something, after you eating, when you eat, you feel, oh, it's so good. So like that, you enjoy the eating activities. You intake, but later you never going to jump and run here and there or telling yourself, oh, digest it like that. You don't need to do that way. You don't do that. And when you go into sleep, when you lie down, so what will happen in case if you try to think yourself, oh, fall into sleep, what will happen to you? Do you think you can get that there? You can get into that level? So then that means there is something very, very conventional level. I'm just giving you a very basic example. From that example, we go to deeper. So in the very basic level, that there is something happening within us. It is not our thoughts. So with our deeper awareness, the same. Now these two examples from our physical body. And how about deeper awareness or the understanding? If you try to think, oh, I want to understand this, I want to understand it, I want to gain this wisdom, I want to gain this wisdom. So like that, if you keep chasing, running behind the idea of wisdom, you will never get into that. So that's why in tranquility meditation, what it does in the beginning, it allows your awareness, your consciousness to settle down itself without depending on thoughts. So in that level, your body, your mind, your breathing start to work as one. But why it is so difficult for us? Because we are so busy to maintain this, our identity that we create with our body. That all thoughts, that you have all thoughts. There is nothing else. That thoughts related to some kind of name or form. And then we keep going with it. As example, it like this. So you're listening to a song. And to enjoy your song, you have to pull up some kind of memory related to your life. When you pull up that memory, what happens? There are some people's, maybe some incidents, situations going to come to your mind. So otherwise you cannot. So same thing with you projecting something regarding your future. And when you project it, when you look for something, then what will happen? There are some kind of characters going to be there. So that means that our mind always, when you with the past or the future, it needs the name and the forms. Otherwise it cannot. So then how about just try to understand yourself. How about if your mind able to exist even just for a moment without any name or form? what you can feel, what you can get when the mind completely get out of names and forms. So is it possible for you to get out of it? It is possible. So that's why this 2600 years, Buddha and all the enlightened masters after the Buddha, and trying to give this method. But if you hold it to names and forms, believing that is the ultimate truth, or that is the bottom line, then what will happen? Again and again, again and again, you will create and you will hold it to names and form, which we call, another word is samsara, this existence. So existence means you projecting in your mind names and forms and dealing with it. And sometimes when we project that, what happens? We lose ourselves. So losing ourselves is necessary, but that is not the place. Where then we should lose? So sometimes, that people say, get lost. And so in case sometimes if you see somebody get lost in the forest, get lost in the desert, that means you cannot find the way back. So why you want to find a way back? Just imagine, in case if you lost somewhere, what is the reason you want to find a way back? Why you afraid to get lost? Why people say, when somebody get angry, mad, they say get lost. And why it is kind of like a curse? Why it become a curse for us? Why you afraid when somebody say get lost? Oh, it is very bad. Where are you going to find something? So what is that coming back place? So in case, just how about if you get lost, you're never going to get back. So the real, the place to get lost is your wisdom. If you're able to have the strength to get lost in your wisdom, you don't need to find a way back. What is the finding way back mean? Because we have a repetition in our mind, in our life. We repeat. Look at yourself. In the name of the life, what you keep doing, repeating actions. And when you repeat the actions, deeper behind that, your identity. That means you maintaining your identity. And when that you maintaining the identity, you have fear to get lost. So then you always hold it to, memory. In the very conventional life, we need that. But that's why we have a kind of like a solid posture. We train little by little ourselves. And it's like a bungee jump. You are more safe now. And with the faith regarding the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha, or with the faith regarding your practice, you're ready to get lost. You need that. Because otherwise, holding your identity, you cannot go this journey. Look at your body. Every 7 years, the entire body, each and every cell too, all the bone, the structure, muscles, everything, replace. You're not going to be the same. There's a system happening. And look at the outside world, the very nature. It's a moment by moment change. So then, but with the memory, we hold it to identity and we maintain it, and we have so much fear to let go that you build that identity as who you are. So just imagine, how about that, as you know, the 9/11 happened, and the very day, that morning, how about that, the people whoever went to that two towers, World Trade Centers, then they made the before they leave the house, and their husband, their wives, their childrens, they maybe had the breakfast, or maybe got so mad about each other, or maybe they had a good time, or maybe they had the very worst time in their life, and they left and they didn't come back. And how just imagine for yourself, in the very next day, tomorrow, if you don't wake up, so what will happen? So where are your mind going to go, and what is in your head? What you hold in your mind? And that what you hold in your mind, you have to question that and see, is it real? What it is? If it is real, what it can give you, and where I try to take you, and how you can question it and see, look at yourself, your back, your past, and see that you had the same kind of ideas or the thoughts in your mind, and see that where it took you. So then you have to get into this moment and see that whatever in your mind regarding tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, that where it can take you. You have no idea. So then if with that, maybe when we hold it to that ideas, maybe we get into situations, we get mad with the people, we get into fight. And how you know that if it is your last moment? And how you can fix it back? Maybe there is no time for you to say sorry, because that practicing spiritual is not a, remember this, it is not a bypass for your happiness. That is what most of the people does through when they come to meditation or practice spiritual or any kind of ceremony or any kind of that the whatever the spiritual practice mostly, and the people try to take a bypass. This is not like that, because you have to get into your deeper truth. You have to get into you. So then why you finding shortcuts? So why you try to bypass the truth and get into you? Because then who going to find the wrong answer? You going to find the wrong answer. So then remember, when you sit for meditation, when you look for your mental object, always come to a point to see it with the clear understanding. You're going to experience it only in that very moment. That is what you need. So you have to give your best for your observation, for your mental object. Don't give half. So then you have to come to a point to and see, can you give your best for your own practice? When you try to give your best, then what will come against you? That means it's your own mind come again. That's mean what? You never gave your best to your practice, because if you, then you cannot have two minds. That is what, once you get that point, that is where you're going to get into tranquility state. Because we think, oh, I do this, but you are not really doing it. So then you have to have a kind of like a wisdom to, while you practice, to observe yourself. While you observing, to know yourself, you are observing. And that is what will help you to recognize and understand and where you go and what is happening inside you. So then each and every moment, give your best, knowingly this is your last moment. Don't find a way to come back. When you sit for a minute, it is kind of like a crazy, but it works. You know, it works. And I learned it when I was in the forest. You know, one of our monks, they told me one day when we have the discussion, we had a kind of very friendly, you know, we just talking each other. And he told me that's how you can find the tranquility state. And when you sit, when you observe the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, you have no idea to come back. That's a one-way journey. It's the moment you give 100%, and it's like in your mind, you dead. And because when it comes to that, in another way, that when you practice kind of like contemplating on the death, it strengthens your mind awareness. That is another meditation technique. It's very, very famous in the in the Buddhist meditation practice, contemplating the death. You contemplate your own death, and it make you more energetic, and it make you more mindful. And so you combine that technique with the awareness, observing the sensation. Because when it comes to that wisdom, you cannot separate things. That what we experience, combination of everything. That your body, it's a combination of a lot of things. This computer, these lights, this house, this combination of everything. You cannot separate. But can you go through that combination rather than holding it to it? So that is what happened when you practice the meditation. So you come to a tranquility state, you come to the point to observe the sensation, your own inhalation, exhalation, knowingly. This is your last moment. Maybe that whatever the hopes that we have, whatever we think, mostly 99% doesn't work in our life. But if you come to a point, determine yourself, you give 100% to the moment and observe sensation knowingly, it is your last moment. One day you will apply it to your life. Why? Because there's a day going to come for all of us to have that moment. So it's still, it's keep happening inside us, we don't see it. So sit for your meditation without any idea. to come back. Of course, in conventional life, we keep continue up, but when you sit for meditation, you sit with the idea. This is the end. So that way, you will find this everything going to settle down. And that is where you slowly, deeply, thoroughly can harness with the deeper nature that keep happening in you. So in that nature, this everything in a flow, and just the moment of happening belong to you. So once you recognize that, and that's going to be your ultimate wisdom, because that change will take you out of this, all the tangles that you carry, or the names and forms that you carry in your head. That is where you become free from memory, repetition, looking for come back. And then that is where you really find a place to get lost. Get lost what? Get lost everything belong to you. This body, this name, this memory, that whatever we hold in, these all the emotions, ideas, that everything once get lost there. There's nothing to come back. That is where you're going to experience your liberation, your transformation, or your ultimate bliss of Nibbana. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body, please, and observe head to toes 3 times yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times, please, and find the sensation in front of your nose or your upper lip area. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize it through the sensation. Don't interfere with it. Don't have any comments. Don't try to make anything happen. Just allow everything to happen as it is. But when it happens, just recognize. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, like the moon, the sun. Spread the compassion, loving kindness without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance. or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also may all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavatacha sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma Anudhamma Patipattiya Buddhang Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Attaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjisami Idammi Punya Kammang Asavaktaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.